Welcome to Innate Express Podcast. I'm Haig John, chiropractor in Melbourne, Florida. Our mission is to ground you in service and inspire you to serve at your very best. Let's get started. When this past weekend, I had a profound weekend. I took a moment and I did my vision mapping, okay? And I could post this vision map later, or if anybody is curious about it, ask me, and I'll send you just a copy. But make your own. There are plenty of guides online and that type of thing to do it. Once I laid my vision out on a piece of paper, I just did 8.5 by 11, copy paper. It doesn't have to be fancy. My kids drew all over it. I made sure they didn't draw on my writing. I drew all over the back. So it even makes it a little more special for me, actually. But after that, I needed a few moments of peace time, and I just went to do a little shopping. I went to do grocery shopping, and because I want to make a pumpkin pie. And the family wanted to come with me, and I said, no, I just need 45 minutes to myself, and let me go shopping on my own. I'll buy some food. And that was really my excuse, and my wife knows it, that I needed a moment. And I took that moment and driving in my truck, and I saw the vision of afar. And for the past maybe 5 or 6 years, I've had a lot of pain intermittently from T1 to about T3, T4. That is the circulatory ganglia to your heart, my upper thoracic, right between the top of my shoulder blades. And I've told people a million times, that have those same type of things, I said, that's the weight of the world on your shoulders. That's the weight of your life, of what you feel like you're going through this world and holding it on your shoulders. Same thing I also feel with shoulder, rotator cuff injuries, those type of things. And I had a moment of clarity where I actually pulled over on the side of the road in my sort of favorite ocean watching spot. And I didn't get all the way to the ocean. I just parked in a parking spot. And I allowed myself to cry for a moment. And there were tears of joy because I knew I was on the right path. I knew what I was doing was right. It took a lot of work to get to that moment. And all this stuff between my shoulder blades, the base of my neck, all this pain, I've been sort of wreathing around this deep, agonizing type of pain, I felt dissipate within my body. Everything we go through is spiritual. Your own spirit doesn't have to be metaphysical, it's physical. It's the internal spirit manifesting in the external body. The internal spirit manifesting in the external body. All dis-ease. There is no such thing as disease, it's the lack of ease. Because emotionally, physically, spiritually, we may be on an incorrect path of where we're really meant to be. And deep down inside of us, we know that truth. We know we're on the right path, if we are. Giving ourselves a pat on the back and the freedom to say, thank you. All the work we've been doing in here every morning, forever, it seems like, and all the other work we do outside of here is to get us to that level of clarity. I've had that clarity. I've talked about also when the concrete guys and my wrists I couldn't write, and then when I finally heard the splatter of the concrete, I could adjust people again. My arms were like flippers, and I was able to adjust people again. Once I knew I could serve people again in it was my old office, but then it was my brand new office when a driveway was put down. Same thing. This agonizing thing, I felt it as the yoke of the oxen pulling the drudgery of the day, pulling the wagon, pulling the the plow across the rocky field, that is the only purpose of that oxen. And all the pressure and the weight of the world pulling, and every step being almost torment, right? Until that's all that oxen knows. And when we become that free being, what is it that is left for us? That's the true authentic self. That's the purpose. That's our mission. The mission statement, the purpose statement, right? When we see the vision, those things start falling in line. I wish I could say, yeah, I did this in a day, but I'm 50 years old and I pretty much have been working on it. We all do at birth. We're trying to figure out where we're meant to be in this world through school, grade school, high school, all those things. It's a lifetime mission for every human being. Some people might get it early and easily, and some people are working diligently to figure it out. And most people in between, right? So on this journey, it's not easy. The road ahead is not simple. But when we see it clearly, each step is easier than in the wrong direction. When it's the wrong direction, then we have problems. Then things come up. It doesn't feel right. It's not really meant to be. We're forcing a situation. We put the wrong people in our circles of trust. So team building is not just somebody's resume. Team building and life building is how we interrelate with people, how we trust them, how their follow-through is, and what dynamic we need to complete ourselves, the areas that might be lacking. And I think it was Henry Ford maybe that said, I have a smart man has smarter people around him or her, okay? Because I'm not an accountant. I don't want to be an accountant. I don't like being a bookkeeper. So I send out my bookkeeping for a few bucks a month. So I have time to be creative in that way. I just showed my vision map. So I want to just take a moment. We're going to close our eyes. The lead into this was important because the vision, we've looked back at our past and the people who have brought us here. Today I want to look into that inner child. What was it and is it that is our true passion? Okay? So let's close our eyes for a moment. Get our feet grounded. And just take a sweeping breath. Let's do one more. And take a moment and just see yourself. See yourself in a mirror, maybe in the clothes you're wearing right now. See yourself as your authentic self. And see the body that you're in, whether you're clothed or not clothed, it doesn't matter. See yourself as you see you, as you truly are. Take a time and just thank yourself. Thank you. Thank you. And I love you. If it's hard to say it, it's okay right now. I love you. Thank you for this journey. And then take a moment and let's look back a little farther and a little farther to maybe your younger self. Maybe the younger self that had a passion to change the world, or a passion to create something that didn't exist, or do well on an exam, or impress a teacher or your parent, and just have a passion to do well, and you're excited. That excitement, feel that excitement for a moment. Feel that within you. You could feel it in your pores. Something that really excited you. Go back in time a little farther. If you have children, it might be a little easier, and you see that child that's really excited to get a new toy, or just the excitement of knowing that the toy might be coming at Christmas or their birthday or Hanukkah. and you just see them and see the glee in their face, and you see that face as yours. You see that glee of just excited. I'm so happy. I'm so thrilled. This makes my body feel electric in that moment. I feel electrified. I feel happy. You might be jumping in one place, just thrilled, dancing in your bedroom or dancing in the living room, feeling all that joy and happiness. The happiness with your family. If you didn't feel like you had that happiness in your family, take that moment and just feel it within yourself. You've seen joy. Let's change the picture. Change that vision. If there was sadness at times, you go to that sad moment immediately. Change the picture. Flip the switch. There were times of joy. There are times of happiness. Flip that switch from a sad moment to a happy one right this moment. And just jump with joy. If it's a vision or a picture of a movie or a TV show, use that one. Use it and bring it into your own spirit. Your innate doesn't know the difference. You can flip that switch right now. Today is a happy day. It brings you right back to those times of joy and bliss where the world hasn't compacted all the garbage and fear on top of it. We're back to that time of bliss and joy. Take that happiness, that bouncing, bubbly exuberance of happiness, and bring that light. See it as beautiful, sun shining, gorgeous yellow light, and put it right in the center of your chest. Right in the center of your chest. It's encompassing your whole torso. Your body is filled with that beautiful, bubbling, exuberant happiness. Joy, happiness, love, glee, excitement. You're happy, 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 happy. Happy, happy, happy. Joyful, joyful, joyful. Every moment you're getting happier. You just see happiness. Joyfulness it's covering that beautiful light, your entire body. Your entire body is engulfed in all that beautiful, happy light. All the joyfulness is covering all the sadness, is pushed out. It's pushed out in this moment. Pushed out. Now you are 100% light. You're engulfed in this beautiful light. What is that word? See a word. Something's coming through in the ticker tape of your mind. You might see a word or a sentence come to your heart. You might see a word or a sentence, something coming to you right now. And that is your purpose of happiness. If you don't see it now, that's okay. Do this exercise on your own or listen to this again. Jump with joy for a minute in your mind of happiness. Jump up and down. Jump with glee. When this meditation is over, take a time and just be with yourself and be happy. Jump up and down and say, I'm happy, as loud as you can. I'm happy. If you don't see those words, I see them in gold now. Switch the words in gold. I just see it as one word. I see one word right now in my mind. I see one word. I see one word. And it is why and the purpose I am doing this morning podcast of meditations and visualizations. It's why I do everything that I do. Send me a message, haigjohndc@gmail, and I'll send you the word. I'll tell you the word. Or send me a message on Facebook. I'll tell you the word. I feel comfortable with myself. I am happy. I am joyful. I want to come back to this room. I want you to come back into your bodies. Deep sweeping sighs. And we're going to say, I feel happy, I feel healthy, and I feel terrific. Are you ready? I feel happy, I feel healthy, and I feel terrific. Awesome. Does anybody have anything to share before I stop? Okay.